What is up, everybody? It's your boy Wano, your favorite South African tech elf, coming to you with a product review again by Marvo. Well, this keyboard, I gotta be honest, I didn't have too much expectations for it, but to my surprise, I've been flabbergasted yet again. Now, the first keyboard that they sent me is it's a blue switch keyboard. It's a very small 60 key keyboard with blue switches. It was kind of clunky. The spacebar had this weird sound whenever you tried to hit that, and it just felt like a kind of cheap version of a mechanical keyboard overall, right? But I mean, it works. It's very cheap, so you know, it's in the name. And then they sent me another keyboard. Well, that keyboard also had blue switches, but it was bigger. It's an 80 key keyboard. This time you actually have your arrow keys, and that keyboard, it was nice. It was much better than the previous one, but still it kind of felt a little bit empty. It's like something is needed, right? And then they sent me this one. I didn't expect any of it. I've been using this keyboard for probably now, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month even. And I gotta say, I think if there's anything that I don't like about this keyboard, it's like probably one or two things, but we'll get to that. First, let's get to the packaging, as I obviously always do. So first of all, you are greeted by this beautiful box. Now this box obviously looks like any other keyboard box. Like there's nothing actually special about it. And then you get to the back side. Yet again, nothing looks out of the ordinary. I mean, it looks cool because it's yellow and two like variations of gray, but nothing seems out of the ordinary. This keyboard has a tri-connectivity mode, which no, it doesn't mean that it can connect to 3 different devices at the same time. It means that it can either connect with 2.4 gigahertz wireless, which it has a dongle for. It can connect via Bluetooth on any Bluetooth device, including your mobile phone, and it can connect via wire. That is included in the box. You don't get a lot. This is basically what you get. I mean, obviously it was packaged a lot better than, well, this. But this is essentially what you get. First of all, for all you user manual nerds, myself included, we got the user manual. And then you get a very nice braided cable. Oh, I'm gonna keep my hand in front because the autofocus doesn't like me, but this is the braided cable. And then you got the key switch thing. I still don't know what you call this. Maybe it's a key switch remover. I don't know, but it looks cool. It's pretty sturdy. I mean, the material is pretty good, but that's about it. I think you get like a sticker as well, the scorpion sticker, as you get with most Marvo products, but that is essentially it. Now let's move to the fun part, the actual keyboard. All right, this is the Marvo KG958 wireless. Absolutely gorgeous looking keyboard. If I press any button, you'll see all the switches come on and it just looks fantastic, right? Now this keyboard is not only wireless, but it has yellow switches, which obviously fits with the theme of being yellow. But I didn't know yellow switches existed even, up until now at least. And I had no idea what to expect with the sound. But this is where the keyboard got me. This made this keyboard my daily driver. Listen to this sound. Now, just to compare this is what a blue switch keyboard sounds like. And this is what a brown switch sounds like. Now, just to say that this keyboard doesn't actually get released with brown switches, I swapped some of the keys because all of these keyboards have one very cool thing in common. All the keys are hot-swappable, which means you can take out the physical key and put in another key switch. That's pretty cool. Now, next up on this keyboards list is obviously the LEDs. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It's fully customizable. You can obviously go around and change every single thing. You can do it on the keyboard itself and you can do it on software, but I'll get to that because that is kind of one of the negatives of this keyboard. Then on the left side, you'll see this cool looking switch. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you think that this is like a volume knob, but it isn't. It's actually the power You can switch between 2.4 gigahertz, Bluetooth, and USB, which is pretty cool. It's a neat switch. It makes this keyboard kind of have like a retro look, which I like. Like I'm actually a big fan of this. Then the feel of the actual keyboard, like it's sturdy. It's heavy, obviously 775 grams, but also very, very sturdy. Now I don't know if it's like the battery inside of it, maybe, you know, the components are just physically heavy that they need to put inside of this, or they put in some weights maybe, or like a reinforcement. But either way, this thing it's a chunky boy, and I can, like, I'm trying to bend it, but it doesn't bend. Like you can hear some of the plastic creaking just a little bit, but that is about it. Obviously it has the stands. Now the battery on this thing, it lasts about 3 to 5 days depending on the actual use. And I think a lot of it is thanks to the fact that if you don't use the keyboard for a while, it actually switches off. As you can see, all the lights and everything is off at the moment, whereas if I press like one button, everything comes on again and the keyboard actually becomes reactive. So it kind of has this like weird hibernation sleep mode, which is pretty cool. But now let's get to the actual negatives, because everything has a negative. This keyboard, for one, is a lot more expensive than the counterparts, the other ones that I've received. The cheapest one I think was like 250 Rand. The one next to it was like, I don't know, like $700-800. And then this one is on special right now on evetech.co.za for I think 1,000 Rand. Apparently the original price is like 1.5K, but I mean, you know how these tech companies are. It's probably not going to be the actual price, and it's going to stay on like special until it doesn't get released anymore. So yeah, go check it out if you actually want it. The biggest problem that I've experienced, up until this point at least, is the software. You do get software for this keyboard like you do with many of the other Marvo products, but this keyboard software doesn't work. Well, at least the one that I've downloaded. I tried installing it twice, but it just doesn't pick up the keyboard. It's like the keyboard does not exist. And I have no idea why. Now, luckily, you can change pretty much everything on the keyboard itself. But if you want to set up things like macros or like change any of the keys or anything like that, unfortunately, for me at least, you will not be able to do that. So yeah, maybe Marvo, if you're checking this out, let me know what's going on with the software. But apart from that, that's essentially it. I haven't found any issues with this keyboard so far. When the battery gets flat, it flashes on the escape button like a red flashing light just to say, hey, you know, I'm about to die if you don't put me on charge. So that's a cool thing. You can just plug in the cable, use the keyboard as you normally would, and it just charges while you use it. So that's pretty cool. And that's it. That's literally it. There's nothing else special about this keyboard. But everything about this keyboard makes it special. It's just so freaking cool. Now, if you want to see me review the mouse that Marvo also sent me, also a wireless one and also actually a pretty decent product, go check out the video on your screen right now. And with that being said, it's your favorite South African tech elf signing off. Peace out, guys.